All right. Uh, Welcome to our August call. I can't believe we're over halfway through August. The summer has flown. But I am so excited to have our guest speaker, Virginia Scoggins, on tonight. For those of you that were at Summit, she was there and she was one of the leaders that we collaborated with to put on our amazing event. And it was so great to get to know her and hear from her. And so we're super excited because tonight she's going to talk about how to get to Diamond and beyond. But before we get there, I want to talk about her accolades, because when I was like, can you send me all your stuff? Like, it's amazing, but this girl is incredible. So she is originally from Saskatchewan, Canada. Hopefully I said that right. Now lives in Arizona. Played college volleyball in Virginia and Oklahoma, and started coaching in 2013 while she was in pharmacy school. Graduated with her doctorate in pharmacy in 2016, and then decided to pursue coaching full-time instead of being a pharmacist. She is a 5-time elite coach. She's in the Millionaires Club. She's an 11-star lifetime diamond. She's in Success Club 92 consecutive months. So she has never missed Success Club since the very first month she started coaching. That is just amazing and shows so much of the consistency and the hard work that she's put into this. She also, this is so fun, was a Beachbody Challenge winner. She won $500 for her very first program, which was T25. And she's a wife, a dog mom, and she's a soon-to-be mom. So I'm going to let you get started. I just want to do one plug to my team. We're doing a flash sale, you guys, a back to school flash sale that is live now. It goes through Sunday with Diesel Nation. Make sure, if you didn't hear our team call from the other night, it's at the tail end of the call with all the details. But a huge way to get a lot of new people onto our team. So make sure you are plugging your people into that and you get the information as needed. But without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Virginia. Thank you so much for being on. And I'm so excited to have you share with our team tonight.
Yay! That's so crazy to hear the accolades, because you guys, I literally remember being a brand new coach and seeing all of these coaches that had achieved like Millionaires Club. There were elite coaches, they were diamond and above. And I remember just being a coach and wanting to achieve all of those things. So I hope just listening to me tonight just shows to you guys that if you just continue to show up and put in the work and just don't quit, you are going to accomplish your goals that you want to accomplish in this business. It may take you a little bit longer than maybe you anticipated. I know I watched other people achieve things before I did, and sometimes that was discouraging, but everyone is on their own race. Everybody is building their own business and has different timelines, right? Some people are doing this full time, and of course they're able to reach those goals faster if they're putting in 8 hours a day and you only have 1 to 2 hours. So I'll share a little bit about how I got started before I dive into my topic. So I actually started as a customer back in 2013. It was so random how Beachbody came into my life. I was just on Facebook. I was using it to stay connected with people from home because I'm originally from Canada and I was in the States going to school. And one day I got a random friend request from a girl that I kind of knew. I knew her friend, and I thought it was really weird that she requested me, but for some reason I clicked accept. And now looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so thankful that I clicked accept, because at that time, it wasn't really common for you to get a friend request from somebody that wasn't your actual friend on Facebook. So I clicked accept. Right away, everything she was posting on Facebook was speaking directly to me. So I want you guys to know that there are people following you and probably feeling this exact way that I did, because I never sent her a message. Why would I do that? I was just watching what she was posting, super intrigued. And then one day she sent me a message that was 9 paragraphs long, which you guys know, like, don't do that. It looks like a scam. But I read every single word and I was so intrigued, and I was like, this sounds amazing. So you never know what people are going to think when you do send messages to them. So I think you should just send the invite, because you just never know what they're thinking on the other end of the computer. So I actually declined the first invite because it went over Christmas break. I didn't think I could commit to a workout program that long. I was struggling at that point because I had just finished playing college volleyball. So I was in this weird transition phase of being in grad school, not being an athlete for the first time in my life. So everything she was saying was speaking directly to me, but I was like, there's no way I can commit to a 60-day program over Christmas. That's just setting myself up for failure. So I said no. And then I stayed in the same position. I was going to the gym. I was trying to get results. I literally had magazine pages ripped out of like workouts to do, of like recipes to make. But I just wasn't seeing the results on my own at all. And I couldn't hold myself accountable. I was really struggling. And I was in that cycle for probably about a year. And then a month later, after that initial invite, she invited me to a 21-day challenge, and it was going to finish right before Christmas. I was like, okay, this is perfect. Like 3 weeks, I can do that. And I'm going to finish before Christmas. This is setting me up for success. So you like never know what people are thinking on the other end when they're saying no. Like I really remember thinking all those things, and I don't think I told her. I think I just straight up said no, like maybe another time, but thanks for thinking of me. I didn't tell her the reason, because she probably could have combated it and told me like, you'll be fine, you just start, you'll be fine over Christmas. Anyways, I got started as a customer, fell in love, fell absolutely in love. When I started day one, started T25 with Sean T. It was really hard. It was really hard. T25 was really hard for me, which was humbling as a former athlete. I didn't think these programs were going to be that hard. And then I realized too that when I was going to the gym, I was kind of wasting time and I didn't really know what I should be doing. So these programs were just amazing for me. So after that first month in my challenge group, I lost 12 pounds. I felt amazing. I could see my abs for the first time in my life. I was in better shape then than I was when I was playing college sports, which is crazy. And I had kind of creeped a little bit to see what coaching meant, like how my coach was making money. I was already kind of intrigued. So I was pretty much the easiest coach sign up ever, because I messaged her and I said, I think I want to become a coach. So got started then, and that was when I was in my second year of pharmacy school, second or first. So I knew I still had 3.5 years left of my program, and coaching just fit right into my life. It was actually the perfect part-time job. And when I hear people are in school, I tell them this is such a great opportunity because there's not set hours, right? I was able to squeeze coaching before classes, at lunch. If I didn't have an exam to study for, I was able to do coaching at night or on the weekends. And then on Christmas break, summer break, that's when I went harder with my business and was able to put more time and effort into maybe making videos or a coach informational video and those extra things. So it really worked out perfectly for me. And then in 2016, so like 3.5 years of coaching, being consistent with it, doing as much as I could whenever I could during pharmacy school, I decided to go full time with coaching because I just knew that if I was achieving this amount of success in the last 3.5 years while also being in school full time, I just knew the potential was there if I was a full time coach and able to put even more time and effort into my business. So everyone thought I was crazy because I went to school for 7.5 years, and everyone's like, where are you going to work? Are you going to go to the hospital? Are you going to do retail pharmacy? And I was like, I'm going to be a Beachbody coach. And it was kind of hard to even say that because people thought I was crazy. But looking back now, I'm so glad that I made that decision because in my gut, I knew that's what I wanted to do. I knew I was having so much fun with coaching, and I really loved helping people, and I loved helping people build their business. And during rotations at pharmacy school, being there from 9 to 6 or being in the hospital and commuting, I knew that it could be a great career, but I knew that it wasn't near as fulfilling as coaching was. So that's when I decided to go full time. And fast forward now, it's been like almost 5 years since I made that decision. And I'm just so glad that I decided to go full time. I was able to move my business forward and reach even bigger goals. We hit 11 or 12 star last year, and we achieved Millionaires Club last year. And I really do think it was because I was able to go full-time after those 3.5 years and put in more time and effort. Not saying that you can't achieve those, working full-time or part-time and doing coaching. Everyone's journey is so different. So know that you can make this business work for you, whatever your life looks like right now. So that's a little background story about me. I will dive into our topic of how to achieve diamond. And I think this is important for everyone, even me as well. I hit 11 star. I'm like 7 star right now because that's the reality of things. Sometimes you'll hit a rank and sometimes you drop. So I really think everybody is kind of working towards diamond in their business, because once you hit 2 star, you get a second business center. And if you get that business center to 2 star, you get to open another business center, or maybe you have a spouse account. So I'm always trying to achieve diamond in those different accounts too. So I'm doing the exact same thing as a brand new coach is doing. We're always trying to bring new coaches onto our team. So I think this is a really important topic. So I'm going to share. Can I share my screen? Can you allow me? So I have a little PowerPoint. It just says host disabled, attendee screen sharing.
Cal, I think, is going to work on that.
I'm now the host. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So how to achieve diamond. Vision without action is merely a dream. Vision with action can change the world. So a lot of times I have new coaches say they want to be diamond, but they're not taking the action steps in order to actually achieve diamond, because there's a difference, right? You really have to be focused on this goal. It's not just going to happen. It may, if you're really lucky, it may just happen that you hit diamond, but you kind of do have to put a focus on it and be diligent about what you need to achieve in order to become a diamond coach. So just a quick overview, the diamond requirements, and I'm sure you can use a notebook for this graphic. You don't need this graphic specifically, but you need 8 active coaches. You need 4 on each side, each leg. So your left leg and your right leg. You need 2 emerald coaches, 1 on your left, 1 on your right, and you need 100 PV for yourself as a diamond to be a diamond coach. So if you're on Shakeology, that's 90 PV. If someone orders Shakeology through you, that's 90 PV. So that's where you get that 100 PV. But if you are a new coach, or if you're an emerald coach, or if you just hit 2 star, you should have this roadmap somewhere, whether it's in a notebook or you have a paper or a roadmap similar to this. You should have it out at your desk, looking at it almost every single day, because that's how you're going to actually achieve it. If you leave it to randomness, you probably aren't going to achieve it, and not near as fast as you could if you're actually putting focus on it. So first off, make a list of people. Great challengers that are in your groups right now, in your blog groups or your Facebook groups, the people that are commenting, that are engaging, that are logging their workouts, logging their shakes. Those are going to be your rock star coaches. That's who I was in my challenge group. I commented on every single post. I was in there sharing my recipes. Like, I'm surprised my coach didn't reach out to me before, because I was doing all the things that you want to look for in a potential coach. So if you see somebody doing that in their first week or 2 or being in the group, send them a message. Just say, hey, have you ever considered coaching? You're doing amazing in our group, and I really think that you could inspire other people to dive into their fitness journey. Just something like that. Just tell them how you genuinely feel and what you think that they could achieve one day with coaching. Go message all of your current customers who are currently ordering products, especially with the new preferred customer option. These people can be either a preferred customer or they can be a coach. So if they're ordering stuff regularly, you need to reach out to them and let them know about the preferred customer option and about coaching, because sometimes people just don't know that we do get 25% off of all of our products. As a coach, you get to access programs earlier, all of those things, all of those benefits of becoming a preferred customer or a coach. And then also on this list, write down people you think would make incredible coaches. So Think back on old teammates, college friends, a friend of a friend of somebody who's just super positive and friendly, outgoing, somebody who's already sharing their wellness journey on social media. Those people need to go on this list of potential coaches. And I do this every month in the notebook. I just have at the top, I have August, and one side I have customers, one side I have coaches. If you guys have the Rise Up planner, it's kind of the same. It's a hot list. So literally it just says like 1 through 40 for your customers and 1 through 40 for your business hot list. So these are people that you think would be great at coaching. These are people that you want to invite and talk to, or people that you've sent, information about coaching to. You want to have this list ready so that maybe they don't say yes this month, but you can refer back to this list over the next couple months or years that you're coaching. So the next thing is share about the coaching opportunity. I feel like my coaches struggle with this. Even I struggle with it sometimes too. It's just natural to share about your workouts, your food, your supplements, all of that stuff. And I feel like people leave out coaching. They don't share enough about coaching. So even on your stories, in your posts, I want you guys to start incorporating some of these things. These are just some examples that you guys can talk about and post about. So where were you before coaching to now? What does your life look like? What things were you doing? What was your fitness journey like? What was your financial situation like compared to now, or even mindset? You can talk about so many different things of then versus now. How has the coaching community positively impacted your life? This is huge. There's so many aspects that you can hit on with even that question alone: the community, the workouts, the income, all of those things. Make a list and write out potential posts that you can write up about from this question. What financial gains have you experienced, big or small? I know in the beginning, I made like, I don't know, $100 a week, but that was huge to me as a college student. $100 a week, $400 a month. I was able to buy groceries. I was able to put gas in my car. I was able to pay some bills for my apartment. Like, that was huge for me. So don't think, even if you're making $100 a month, don't think that that's nothing, because to someone that might be a lot, especially maybe it's a stay-at-home mom and her spouse is out of the house and she just wants to contribute a little bit. An extra $100, $200 a month is a big deal. So don't think that a small amount of income is insignificant, because it's not. And then as your income does grow, it is cool to share that too, to show that, you're continuing to work this business and it's continuing to grow your income. What things do you love about coaching? Where do you see yourself in 5 years with the coaching opportunity? I love for people to make a post like this, just so you can put it out there and people can read, like, why is she doing this? Like, why is she showing up every day? Like, what is she thinking? And I know I made a post like that at Summit. I think it was like Summit 2015. And I said, I'm going to be a millionaire with this company. I'm going to earn $1 million. I'm going to be a full-time coach one day. I'm going to get to stay at home with my kids. And I just made this post of like why I was doing this coaching opportunity. And now I'm living out like literally what I put out into the universe. So I highly recommend you guys making a post like that, sharing where do you see yourself with this business, whether you want to be a full-time coach, or maybe you just want to be able to pay off debt or treat your family to extra vacations. Like, what's your why? Like, why are you doing this? I think it's important to share on your stories and posts about that. So people, sometimes it'll click for other people. Like, oh, I am trying to get out of debt. She's doing that business to get out of debt. Maybe I could do that too. Sometimes it gets the wheels turning for different reasons about coaching, versus you just saying, hey, join my team, it's awesome. You know what I mean? You want to get deeper than that. And then last thing, does coaching help you with your own wellness goals? I know for me, coaching has been the best accountability, because I know my results are directly connected to my business. So if I go off the deep end and don't do my workouts, it's really hard for my business to do well, because it's hard to show up authentically and happy and have that excitement, versus if I'm killing it on my fitness journey, if I'm loving my program, it's easy for me to show up and share about it, get other people excited and on board. So really remember that that coaching is holding you accountable to your fitness goals. Maybe you haven't realized that yet. And these are some example posts from coaches on our team just sharing about coaching in different ways. And you guys can totally screenshot this. I don't really want to read it all. Nicole is a top coach on our team. She's not directly under me, but she's a mom of 3. She's in kind of a different season than the majority of our team. She was a mom when most of us were in college. So it was cool to see her have success too. She was a physical therapist, and now she's able to work a couple days and then also be a coach part-time and home with her kids. So she shared about the opportunity and how she's always loved working and bringing in an income. So if you need ideas about posts, you guys, go creep on some other coaches. And if you see an awesome post that they did about coaching, take a picture of this, take a screenshot, and take the ideas and then just mesh it into your story and your life. That's what I do a lot of times, because I don't feel like I'm the best writer or I'm really good at like putting all my ideas into a post. So a lot of times I use other people's posts that they've written and then just make it into my own, kind of like what you did in school, just not plagiarism. So you want to take the ideas and then just make it into your own post. And I think that's totally fine to do that. And it's helpful and will make you be able to post about coaching easier and just more smoother, faster, all those good things. And here's another post that I made, just talking about the community, because I moved to Arizona in 2016 because my husband was here and I didn't know any ladies here. So I was able to meet some other coaches in the area. I was able to sign some people up as coaches here, and they've become some of my best friends. So if that's your experience, share about that, because that's a common experience when people move, especially once you're older. It's harder to make friends. I don't know about you guys, but I know that was my situation. When I was in college, yeah, it's easy because you're there. Or if you're working outside the house, usually you meet people at work. But when you're a full-time coach at home, it's a little bit more challenging to meet friends. But that's why I was making a focus to recruit people to my team and boot camps that were from the area so that we were able to meet up in person too. So this is another example of a post touching on one of the benefits of coaching. Another one of my friends, she signed up around the same time as me. We have the same upline coach. And when we started, she didn't have any kids. She was full-time dental hygienist. And she said this was always the goal. And we both kind of had the same goal when we started, like, let's kill it in our business so that down the road, we don't have to go work a 9 to 5. We're able to do this full time and we're able to stay at home with our kids and raise our babies. So she made a great post about saying this was always the goal. Now, if you're a new coach, emerald coach, diamond coach, you could share, like I told you to share, about what your vision is, where you want to be down the road. And then down the road, you can flip flop and share about, this was always my goal. And I did that the other day. I like screenshot one of my posts from 5 years ago that said, I wanted to work this business full time and be able to stay at home with my kids and future kids. And now I'm pregnant. So I'm like, it's crazy that this is coming true. Like everything that I put into this post 5 years ago, now I'm actually living it. So definitely make sure to make an effort to make at least 1 to 2 posts about coaching a week. That's always my goal. That's what I tell my coaches, because I feel like you have to focus on it. Otherwise, you may just end up posting your fitness journey, your family, your hobbies, and you may forget about coaching. And honestly, usually when I post about coaching, I get the least amount of likes, but people are reading it. And a lot of times people aren't liking it, but they're reading it. So just make sure to continue sharing about the coaching opportunity. Next thing, help people maximize their results and fall in love with the products. I think this is so key, because this is kind of how I had success in the beginning, because I fell in love with the programs and the products. Then I dove into coaching, and I feel like it propelled me forward because I already had experience with the workouts and some of the supplements, and I was able to genuinely share with others. So it made it easy. So if you have customers that you sign up and they say, no, I don't want to be a coach, I don't want to do that, that's fine. But watch, if you help them get awesome results and fall in love with the products, it's kind of a natural progression for them to want to share their results, share what they're loving and doing. So you as their coach just want to be the best coach possible to really help them maximize their results and fall in love with the products, because that will be an easier transition from a customer to a coach. So keep that in mind when you're able to help people get awesome results. That's a easy, hopefully easy transition to a coach. So another topic that I like to dive into, because this happens all the time as well. You've probably signed up a coach and then a month or 2 or 3 later, they go inactive. That's totally normal. It's okay. It happens. But these are a couple tips on how you can stay in touch with them and hopefully help them go back active, because usually when they go inactive, it's because they're not using the programs or they're not using the products or they're feeling a little disconnected from you or the community. So first off, check in with them. A lot of discount coaches or people that aren't working the business, you should just look at them as like a lifetime customer of yours. You still want to check in with them. And I feel like sometimes people sign them up as coaches and forget about them. So see how you can help them with their own personal goals. So here are a couple of examples of messages that I'll send. Hey, name, just wanted to check in. How have you been doing with your workouts, nutrition, and supplements lately? Fill me in. Like, let's see, okay, what are they even doing? Sometimes you don't even know as their coach. So you want to check in and just have a conversation, chat with them. Another one, hey, name, hope you've been doing well. I'm not sure if you've seen, but our new trainer, Amola, has a brand new workout program coming out this month. Or you could say that you're doing right now. I made this like a month ago, so it's a little, this was my message from last month. As coaches, we get early access to it. I'll be starting it July 19th. Would love for you to join me. There's a free sample workout available right now. Would you like me to send it your way to try it out and see if it looks like a program you'd like to do with us? So invite your inactive coaches to do whatever program you're about to start. And I do this all the time. And a lot of times it gets those inactive coaches just re-engaged back into the community, back excited about a program, back into the swing of things. So whenever you start a new program, I highly recommend messaging your inactive coaches, inviting them to do that. Or if you're doing a 3-day refresh, or if you're doing some type of group, just invite those inactive coaches, just like you'd invite a prospect or somebody that would be brand new. Another one, hey, name, hope you had a great Canada Day, 4th of July. I don't know about you, but I definitely overdid it with the chips and junk food at the lake this past weekend. I'm thinking about doing a 3-day refresh the first week of May, or whatever month you're going to do it. Would you be interested in doing it with me? So just remember to invite those inactive coaches to do stuff with you. And that's an easy way where you're not messaging them, especially when people are trying to hit diamond. They need those 8 active coaches. You don't want to message them and say, hey, can you order something to get active? Like, that doesn't feel good. I don't know about you guys, but that doesn't feel good to me. I'd rather genuinely help them get back on track with a program, with supplements, and just have that conversation so that it's a natural progression and hopefully help them while you're talking to them. So those are my tips on getting inactive coaches active. And then this one is new, right? We have the preferred customer option, which I'm trying to figure out and dive into it even more, and know that when we have new things come on board, it's usually a learning process. How do you want to implement this into your business? And this is kind of how I plan to do it going forward. So I recommend signing everyone up as a preferred customer or coach, because they can easily cancel. And when you sign up a customer, they normally have to or want to change their flavor or change their Shakeology or cancel or whatever. So they're already used to using the website a little bit. If they decide they don't want that $15 preferred customer membership, they can always cancel it. So I definitely recommend going forward doing preferred customer or a coach. This will give them the best deal going forward. And just think like a Costco membership. And if you in your head know that this will give them the best deal going forward, it'll feel authentic when you're signing them up that way. So I definitely recommend that. The other thing, go check your customer orders. So go through like the last 3 months of orders in your back office, in your Coach Online office. I know the Coach office looks new too, so figure that out. Go to your orders and go through like the last 3 months and send those customers messages. Let them know about the preferred customer option, because when you're working towards Diamond, your preferred customers count as coaches towards Diamond. So that's awesome. So make sure to utilize this option. So here's an example. Hey, name, I just wanted to check in. How have your workouts and nutrition been going? Fill me in. I also wanted to let you know we have a new option that's called the preferred customer. I think this would be a great option for you since you're ordering quite regularly. You'd save money on your future orders. Would you like more info about this new option? Just something like that. Doesn't have to be that exact wording. Say it however you would say it. But I do like to just show you guys an example message to let you know that it doesn't have to be a crazy message or anything. Just check in with them and let them know that this is an option that they can do going forward. All right, so action steps, kind of a recap of everything that I just went over, because I know it's been a lot of info. But first off, if you are working and you're serious about getting to Diamond, I need you guys to make the decision, because it took me 8 months to hit Diamond in my business. And it was really just because I didn't make the decision to really focus on this goal. I was amazing at hitting Success Club. I think I hit my first month like SC12 and then SC20, SC30. Like there's no reason why I couldn't have hit, or I should have hit Diamond in like 3 or 4 months, 6 months in my business, but I just didn't make that decision to do it. So if you guys are a brand new coach, or you're an Emerald coach, or you've been trying to hit Diamond, I need you guys to make the decision, like, this is something I really want to accomplish. And it's fun when you go fast. It sucks when you go slow, because the slower it takes to get to Diamond, that's when people will go inactive, because you signed 2 coaches up 3 months ago, and then you sign two coaches up 5 months down the road, and then it just gets tricky, versus doing it fast and signing people up all at the same time, having that energy and excitement, hopefully getting those coaches going. So just keep that in mind. It's fun when you go fast. So first off, make a list of people. Minimum 30 people. I want you guys to write down people, your customers, friends that you know, family you know, people you've seen on social media. Like, these are my people. I would love to have them on my team, because Diamond is 12 people, right? 8 people under you, and then your Emeralds on both sides. So a total of 12 people. That's it. 12 people. There's like a bajillion people in the world, you guys. Diamond is not hard. It's a decision. Make a post about coaching. I know it's kind of late now, but tomorrow it's payday in the coaching world. Tomorrow, I want you guys to make a post about coaching. If you don't get that many likes, it's okay. You're sharing it. People are reading it. You really don't know how many people are actually reading it and secretly want to like it, but they may not like it. So you have to make a post about coaching. Talk about coaching on your stories. You can talk about coaching the day that you make that post or the next day, but make that a weekly habit to talk about coaching. I usually talk about coaching on Thursdays just because it's easy. We're getting paid, we get an income. I want to shout out people on my team who are earning team cycle bonuses. So usually on Thursdays, I talk about coaching. And if I go meet up with a local coach, I'll usually kind of tell their story and how we met through coaching, and talk about coaching in that way too. So if you ever go meet up with a coach, yes, share photos of whatever you did when you get home or the next day. Go on your stories and talk. Tell the story. How did you meet? Did you find her on Instagram? Did you meet on Facebook? Did you meet in person? How did you guys meet? How are they on your team? How are you a part of this? So make sure to tell those stories, because I feel like sometimes on Instagram stories, people just type and they don't talk. But people want to hear your voice. People want to get to know you. They want to know things. They want to know the background behind stuff. And a lot of times they don't know. So make sure that you are talking about coaching and the different aspects of it. Also, have a recording of a coach webinar. So like a coach info video ready to send to someone if they say yes, they would like more info. So I'm sure your upline has some type of resource like this. If you're an emerald or a diamond coach, you should definitely reach out to a couple other coaches and team up and do your own, because it is, I think it's just a little bit better when it's coming from you and you're sending it to someone and they see your face, they get to hear your story, get to know you a little bit better. I mean, I watched Lindsay Matway's video when I signed up, and her story was nothing like mine. She had a premature baby. She was in oodles of debt. And I was like, yes, sign me up. This sounds great. So you never know, but just have some type of resource that you're able to send to people so that they can learn more about the opportunity. Next thing, go through your downline, check in with all of your inactive coaches. So if you are pushing to diamond, I need you to do this tonight, tomorrow, go message all of those inactive coaches. I don't care if you haven't talked to them in a year. I don't care what's going on. Just send them a message. Just check in with them, see how their summer's been. Are they doing a program right now? Do they want to get back on track? Do they want to start a boot camp with you in September? Just have that conversation with them. Next thing, go through recent customer orders. Tell your customers about the preferred customer option, because that's an easy way to get people on your team and help you achieve diamond, and also give them a better deal. And finally, just continue being consistent, doing the vital behaviors, and repeat. This is what I'm still doing as a 5-time elite coach. I'm still doing everything that I'm telling you guys in this, but this is how you build a team. This is how you get to diamonds. This is how you get to 1-star, 2-star, and beyond. And this is also helping your coaches do this exact same thing, because that's really how you get to the next level, right? When you hit 1-star, sometimes you're able to use a spouse or your mom or a best friend, but 2-star, 3-star, 4-star is teaching them what I just taught you guys, teaching them how to sign up coaches, teaching them how to build a team. And then honestly, this business gets more fun because there's less pressure on you as a leader, because I pretty much always hit the same numbers now. I'm usually like an SC 10 to 20 person. And I don't want to have to sell more. I don't want to have to sell more to people to achieve more with my income. I want to help other people do what I do, sign up 5 to 10 people a month and start building their business, because that's how the ripple effect grows. And that's how you build a team. And that's how you build a successful business, is by building other leaders. And it feels good to help your coaches do these same things that you're starting to have success with. So even if right now you're a coach, you're an emerald, maybe you're a diamond, reach out into your downline and tell them your goal. Hey, I'm pushing to diamond. I really want to be a diamond coach this year. I've seen you in our groups. I've seen you posting. I think you have all the potential to also hit diamond. Let's lock arms. Let me know if you'd want to hit this goal with me. It's fun when you have a partner. And that in the beginning is what I always did. I reached out into my downline. Anybody that I saw, working their business, saw them putting in the work. If you encourage them and give them that little motivation, extra push, lots of times they can achieve really cool things versus you not talking to them as much or having that great of a conversation. Because I remember my first summit, Lindsay Matway is my coach's coach. And she came up to me and just said, "You've been doing amazing. I can't wait to see what you do in this business. You're going to be a rock star. I have no doubt you're going to be an elite coach one day." Her saying that to me as like a 22-year-old, I was fangirling over her. That just made all the difference to me and made me so excited. Oh my gosh, she said that to me. Yes, she's right. I'm totally, now I can't let her down. Now I really want to do this. Now I really believe in myself. So I want you guys to bring your coaches along, make sure to give them motivation and encourage them, tell them that they can do this, because that's what this business is all about. Whether it's fitness or for the business side of things, it's really just people helping people. And that's a beautiful thing at the end of the day. Lots of times I just sit back and just think about all of the people that somehow you're able to touch some way, just by you sharing your story, showing up on social media, building your business as a leader, sending encouraging messages. You just don't know what people are going through on the other end. And you get to be that light. You get to be that person that does something positive in this world. So don't forget about that. Don't forget about that message that you're sending to people. really can impact somebody on the other end. So that's kind of my call. Let me know. I haven't looked in the chat if you guys had questions along the way.
That was amazing. Thank you so much. And I think just such a good reminder of like, it really is simple. You just have to teach others how to do it and keep doing it yourself over and over, rinse and repeat. I had a question, like when your brand new coaches come in, do you give them a goal of like, okay, your goal is diamond in this time frame, or do you really let them kind of drive the bus in the sense of like how fast they want to get there?
Yeah, usually I'll chat with them and just kind of ask, are you wanting to run with this business or you wanted to walk with it? And then also just see what they do that first month. If they're trying, if they're posting a lot, if they're, able to get one or two people, that's when I'll reach out and be like, hey, you're on to something, like let's keep it going. And that's when I'll put diamond in their ear. Also in our new coach trainings, we talk about emerald and diamond is a decision and diamond is easy. So it's kind of a mix. But I usually just watch what they're able to do and then go from there as a mentor with them.
That's great.
So I'm going to ask a question because I know this is something that comes up from what I hear from my coaches. When you're struggling to hit Success Club, right? So you want to build a team. The vision is there that you want to hit diamond, but you come in as a new coach and you feel like you're not getting that momentum with hitting Success Club. What are your tips for those who, I guess, are like, okay, I've helped one person or I haven't helped anyone yet. What do you recommend doing in the action steps to get the momentum?
Yeah, I've definitely had that. And I tell them to 10x because as a new coach, that's what I did when I wasn't able to hit, or when I was working towards like Success Club 5 and it just wasn't happening. Usually I make my goal for the 15th to hit Success Club 5. And if I'm not there by the 15th, I'm like, okay, it's go time. I need to grab my book. I need to follow up with like literally every person that I've talked to for the last year. I need to send messages. I need to show up extra hard. And that's not always fun. I'm not going to lie. Like that's hard work to put in. But if you're willing to do that, it's going to pay off tenfold down the road. Because as we know with this business, it's never a no. It's usually a not right now. I literally signed my friend up, a good friend from like elementary school last week. She's watched me do this for 6.5 years. And she's killing it. She loves Let's Get Up. She's like, I've been crying. This is amazing. Why didn't I start sooner? And I invited her way back when, and it was just the right time this last week. So I just tell people 10x everything that you're doing. I know that you're putting in the work and it's working, and sometimes it just takes a little bit longer. So you kind of just have to reassure them. And if you do miss Success Club 1 month or 2 months, you guys don't throw in the towel. Like some months it just doesn't, this is what I tell people. You have this big funnel of people. These are all your invites. These are all the people that you're talking to. And when you hit Success Club, somebody fell through the funnel. Somebody said yes, but you want to just keep growing this funnel, more and more people, because then your chances of hitting Success Club get even bigger. It's kind of just like statistics, really. The more people you talk to, the more chances of having somebody say yes. So that's usually what I tell them and just reassure them. And I did have she's been a coach for like 1.5 years now, and she kind of had this scenario, right? She's like, I want to do this business, like I want to go with it. And she was struggling to hit Success Club. Her first month, I think she hit Success Club 2. Next month, I think Success Club 4. Then the next month she hit Success Club 6. She's like, okay, something's starting to click. Then she hit Success Club 14. Then she shared her morning meltdown 100 results before and afters. Then she was able to hit 15 again. So it's kind of, it just takes time sometimes for people to be able to hit Success Club. And if they've been a coach for a while and then they took a break, it's like starting over. So it's like, it's not going to happen the next month. You may, getting back into the swing of things, you may not hit Success Club that first month that you've got back on the horse, maybe the next month or the next month. So I encourage you guys just to stay on the elevator, just keep going up, because if you take a month off, you're going to start back down at the bottom. So just keep showing up and keep putting in the work. And if you want to hit higher numbers, you just have to talk to more people is what I say.
That's why I love the 10 times rule, right? Is that the book? Did I say it right? I mean, that one in the Slight Edge, I read both the compound effect and then the 10 times rule, right? Like those were so game changing for me, at least as a new coach, when I was like, oh my gosh, this is scary. Like I remember the first 3 months, it was easy for me to hit Success Club. And then I felt like, oh, my warm market dried up. I might like, and it's hard. It's really hard. So I'm wondering too, what was I going to ask? Oh, do you use a certain tracker? Are you using the business activity tracker? What would you say like your main daily activities are that you feel like these are my non-negotiables to move my business forward?
So I have the Rise Up Planner, which I wish I would have invested in this when I was a new coach because it's helped me get more organized. First 3 years of my business were like fly by the seat of my pants. I was not organized and I was just winging it. So I've been trying to get more organized. And now I just have really set my non-negotiables since I am a full-time coach, but I do want to also live my life and have fun. But my non-negotiable is usually about an hour, at least 6 days a week. And I start with my messages because I think those are the most important. So messages, and then I reply to all the comments on my last couple posts, try and re-engage with the people already commenting. And then invites, I aim for 3 to 5 invites 6 days a week. Some days I'll miss my invites, but that's what I'm aiming to do every day. It's not like 20 or 50, it's like 3 to 5 because I feel like that's doable and that's totally realistic to do long term. And then connecting with the people that are watching my stories, liking my posts. So going to their page, like a couple, comment, because those people are already watching you. So you want to love on them so that they continue to follow along and kind of get interested in what you're doing. And then make a post at least 5 days out of the week is my goal. So those are kind of like my non-negotiables. I follow in the Rise Up Planner, you can write out what your daily tasks are. So that's where I check off what I did that day. And I'm not perfect, but I would say most days I get that done. And so those are my things that I do.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Oh, sorry.
I was just like, Shannon, when we talked to you at Summit, Shannon and I had and Kim, we had our assistant make like that visual that shows like what you basically go by and have your, that you do every day and what you do on a power hour. And I love it too. Like, I think Kim commented how you're not doing like, oh, I'm doing 50 invites, because I think that can feel daunting. And I was like you, where like, I was so not organized the first few years of coaching. Oh, well, hello. And Dad's doing a good job on daddy duty. But I think when you break it down to like 3 to 5 invites a week, I mean, a day, anyone can do that. And I think it's just a matter of making it a priority. And I have the Rise Up Planner, just so you guys know too. And I put like little tabs on it. So I have like vision here, so I can get straight to my vision. I have my wins, and then I have a tab for like the month that I'm on, so I can easily get to it. And I love it. I mean, I wish I invested in this earlier as well. I don't think it was out there at the time.
I was going to say the same thing. I think it's really refreshing. And even as a seasoned coach, for you to be like, I do 3 to 5 a day and I hit Success Club 10 to 20, which is phenomenal. But I will say, like, we have freaking unicorns on our team. You know, we're like Nicole last month, I think it was at like Success Club 74 or something. So I think it's easy to be like, oh my gosh, that is expectation. But to see you, who was in the Millionaire Club, and saying like, this can be a balanced business and still live my life. And so I appreciate you sharing that. And like, I love that you have so much success and have been able to do it in a really like healthy way that's sustainable and enjoyable. And I think that's what we all want out of this, is that it always brings joy. And when you set your own expectations of what, you know, is realistic for you and your season of life. So thank you for sharing that, because I think it's what a lot of our team needs to hear.
Yeah, totally. And if you're in a season though that you do want to push and grow and hit these goals, I'll put in way more effort and way more invites. But those are just seasons. I'm not always pushing for a goal. I'm not always pushing for a rank. During those times, I will put in more time and effort. But this, what I just told you guys, that's like my usual routine. But sometimes during a season where I'm trying to hit a goal, then I'll do what I told Kelly to do. I'll 10x what I've been doing. And another little tip that as you coach longer, a way to hit Success Club that I do often is just pod renewals. Now that I've been a coach for almost 8 years, you guys, I have a lot of people that have Beachbody on demand. I have a lot of coaches that have quit, that had customers that rolled up to me. So I'm sending emails or texts, or if I have them on Facebook or Instagram, I'm just sending them a message, letting them know that their bod is about to renew. Instead of paying $99, you could pay $140 and you could get way more. Or if they're on the quarterly bod, which is $40, and that equals $140 for the year, you could just pay $140 now and get a bag of Shakeology with your bod. So it's just kind of those like little tricks that sometimes people just don't do bod renewals or don't reach out to people to tell them that, because people won't pick a challenge pack. Their bod will just renew and you'll get the commissions and it'll just be what it is. But if you intercept and you tell them that they can do that option, they can cancel their bod, get a challenge pack, that's an easy way to get Success Club points on the board. I would say I hit Success Club 5 usually each month by doing bod renewals now. So keep that in mind too. That's a little trick, just to be aware of those subscriptions coming through.
Any other last questions for her? We can let you go. I know it's late and we really appreciate you being on.
Okay,
No?
one other question, unless did someone else pop in? I was just gonna say, what do you recommend for your brand new coaches? Because we do have a lot of new coaches on here. What do you tell them to shoot for? If they're used to not posting, right, at all. What do you say that magic number is? Like, I don't think a lot of them can go right into doing 5 posts a week. So, do you say, hey, let's shoot for maybe 3 posts a week, or 4? I'm just curious what you typically recommend.
Yeah, I usually say 5 a week if you can. And also, if you want to post like quotes, that's cool too. And it doesn't always have to be a lengthy post. Like if you're posting your family, you don't have to write a really in-depth post, but aim for 5. If you get 2 or 3, that's totally fine. I just want you to start being consistent on social media. So do what you can with what you have and try not to go completely ghost. If you're taking a day or you're taking the weekend off, that's totally cool. But on Friday, pop on your stories, say, hey guys, it's Friday, it's the weekend, we're doing XYZ. I'm taking the weekend off. I will see you guys on Monday and I'll be back to your messages then, to keep people in the loop. Because if you just go completely MIA, they're like, uh-oh, did she quit? Is she ever coming back? And I know my coach has gotten really good at this now. She takes the whole weekend off, but every Friday she will go on her stories and say, hey, if you're wanting to talk about the coaching opportunity or getting started with a program, I'm working till 5 and then I'll be back on Monday. And she like sets those hours, and I just think it's really smart. And I've kind of followed her lead because as a coach of 7.5 years, I want my weekends now. Before I used to work on the weekends, but now I'm like, let me enjoy the weekend. So just sharing on social media and making sure not to go ghost, but just do as much as you can with what you have, and try not to go MIA. That's usually what I tell new coaches.
Such a good tip. Who's your upline coach again?
Morgan Rieger. And she's like under the radar. You guys have maybe never heard of her. She spoke on the National Wake Up Call, but she earns like a lot, you guys, a lot. And it's just really inspiring how she runs her business. I'm trying to do more of that. So just know that there's coaches that have built phenomenal businesses however they have wanted to. In the beginning, she literally worked 1 hour because she was a full-time teacher and I was her coach, and I would be messaging her questions like, hey, how do you help me do this? And she wouldn't answer. because she was at work and she set her hours. Like she had an hour in the morning when she answered her messages. And I used to get frustrated, but what it taught me was figure it out yourself. Go to Google, go to YouTube. And usually by the time she got back to me, I had already figured it out. So although in the moment I was kind of frustrated, it actually taught me a huge lesson that everything is figure outable and there's so many resources for us as coaches.
Totally. I love it.
I have a quick question. So I'm fairly new-ish this year. And I guess my question is, as a new coach, where would you steer other new coaches as far as their, like, if I'm going to say top 3 areas that they should focus on to areas to learn more about the business? So for example, the wake up calls, or, you know, how to get them more engaged to understand a bit quicker as far as the business. Like, where are those top areas that you would suggest, hey, if these are the top 3, this is where you would focus on?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I do tell them national wake up call because that's something easy that when they're commuting or when they're out for a walk or whatever doing dishes, they can listen and just learn from a lot of different coaches, not just you, not just your upline. So yes, totally national wake up call. It's only like 30 minutes, so they can make that a priority. And then the other thing that I try and teach them, I mean, we have our new coach training and I hope that they get through it, but usually I'm trying to talk to them just about posting, like just be present on social media, because sometimes when you're a brand new coach, when you start sharing a little bit about what you're doing, your cousin or somebody of somebody may be like, oh, I love 21 Day Fix. And then that's your first win, right? That person can transfer to you as a customer, or maybe they don't have a coach or whatever. So usually social media, just starting to have a presence and then starting to send some invites. And I'll just send them. I have a little pod and I usually send some example invites and I'm like, hey guys, like let's focus on invites today. Let's go send 5 invites to some people liking your posts or commenting or watching your stories. Like go send 5 invites similar to this. Like those 3 things are really important to get the wheels turning in their business. And then if you have a new coach training, get them to start that and go through that. That's usually what I say.
And then one other thing, piggybacking off of that, do you I'm curious what you do, because I want our coaches here to see you, who has obviously 7-time elite. Is that what it is? 5. Okay, still amazing, because you've only been doing this for 6 or 7 years. But I guess what I want to ask is, I think sometimes people see people at your level going, oh, well, people just come to them. They're not really in the trenches doing the power hours or the tracker. So I'm just curious, are you sending a lot of individual messages, and that's how you're getting to Success Club? Or do you feel like it's also a mix of your posts, polls, or swipe up? Like, what would you say?
That's a great question. And no, people don't just come to me. I wish. Like the odd time somebody will, like the odd time if I'm lucky. And that's just from me being consistent and showing up. And those scenarios are usually like if their coach quit and they don't have a coach now and they see me being consistent, like, hey, I'd love to work with you, XYZ. Or randomly, I got lucky last year, a girl searched like #insanity results. We have similar body types. She was a fitness instructor and she signed up as a coach under me. I was like, yes, but that does not happen all the time. Like those are lucky situations. I'm in the trenches. We have a power hour Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. I try and get on every single one so that I do at least an hour of work. Those bod renewal, those messages, that takes work. That's usually how I hit Success Club from doing that. And then just sending invites and inviting people and then following up, right? People usually don't say yes right off the bat. Usually takes like at least 2, 3, 6 months, a year, 6.5 years. Like it takes time. So focusing on the invites and the follow-ups, and know that coaches that have been here a while, the majority of them are still putting in work. Like I think there's some lucky coaches that maybe have huge followings and they're able to do the swipe up and people sign up. But for the majority, I think people are still in the trenches, still sending messages, still putting in work in order to achieve Success Club. And I think that is important to hear from other leaders too. So that was a good question.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I was going to ask you one other thing that was with that, but now I can't remember. So, oh, I was just going to say, it's so inspiring, even for myself, right? I've been doing this for 6 years, and to see another coach who can, it feels like a lot of work in the beginning for little pay. Like you're like, okay, I'm putting in all this work, and when am I going to get there, right? And I think that is, you have to envision, like Virginia did, right? When she decided, you know what, I want to envision being home when I have my baby. I want to envision not doing this job, being a pharmacist and figuring all that out, right? But it's like you have to know that you have to stay in the hustle mode to finally get there, right? Because if you give up, or if you say it's a slow month, or you're not in it 100%, really, if you're not in it 100%, then it's like you're not going to get to the point where Virginia is, where she was inducted, like say inducted to the Millionaire Club last year. That's what she's made cumulatively in her years here with her business centers. And it's just, are you 30? I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just turned 30. Like, are you kidding me? How like amazing that is, you guys? But it's because she didn't stop. Like, it took her 8 months to hit diamond. And so I think that is also a good perspective of, wait, like put that in perspective for a second. And then when you think of the work that we are doing, and you think of the kind of income you can make, it's always like, is it really that hard to send those invites? Is it really that hard to sacrifice a little bit? Probably not. But I think, it's just so easy to fall, down that path of this is hard, and I'm not getting the income that the work I'm putting in, because it really does feel that way in the beginning. But stay the course, like she said, 10 times it.
Yeah. And I always compare coaching to like going to college. People go to college for 4 years. I went for 7 years. I earned $0. I got into a bunch of debt going to school. Commit 4 years at least to your coaching business, because it takes time to learn. It takes time to figure it out. Sometimes in the beginning it's bumpy up and down, but just commit to the long run, and seeing other people makes you know that it's possible. So just have that long-term vision, continue to show up. If you have a crappy month, whatever, there's a whole bunch more months coming your way, and just commit to it for the long run.
Long-term vision. That's right. Did Shannon have to pop off? She may have. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you, Virginia. That was incredible. We recorded it, so we're going to be sharing it on our team page. And we just appreciate you taking the time. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.